Your hair grows faster, stronger when your body is nourished and balanced. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is LaTrance. I am a hair and nutrition specialist featured in Successful Moments magazine. Welcome back to week 4. Y'all, I was out a couple of weeks dealing with a severe allergic reaction, but I am back. I am excited to dive into all of this good information. Today, we're going to be exploring something most people never realize that affects their hair health, your lifestyle. That's right. It's not what you put on your scalp. Stress, sleep, hydration, diet, even our habits play a huge role in whether your hair grows strong, healthy, or becomes thin and weak. So, like I said, I have 10 ways to help you get beautiful, beautiful hair. As you noticed in my title, that's exactly what it says. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I hope I stay on point with giving you the numbers as I go along. So forgive me if I forget to mention what number I'm on. But if you want to pay attention closely, you can get your notebooks, your pen, your pad, your pencil, your journal, whatever it is that you like to write in and take notes. This is very highly education for your hair. And I promise you, I'm not going to miss a beat because I always have my notes in front of me so I don't forget to mention anything that's so important for your hair to thrive. So let's jump right into it. First, I want to mention that we have to understand that our bodies are continually changing. And it's possible that our bodies can heal, our bodies can restore itself, our bodies can improve. It can do all of these things if we give it enough time and attention. Natural flow of nature. And that's what God has put into our life. So let's get started. Number one, on that the 10 ways that I have that we're going to be talking about is going to be stress and hair shedding. When you are under constant stress, your body is going to release cortisol, the stress hormone. High cortisol leads to inflammation, which can push the hair follicles into a shedding phase. That's why stress related hair loss often feels sudden and alarming. So, the first thing that we're going to talk about under stress and hair shedding is going to be sleep. Poor sleep growth, disrupts the growth cycles. So, let's start with that. I want to mention this. Sleep can escalate healing and it is overlooked so much, y'all. When you organize your life so you get a quality sleep, not quantity, I said quality sleep, it should be priority in many of our lives, but it's out of reach. Whether we have children, whether we have discomforts, whether we have worries in our lifestyle, it's so overlooked. The amount is not as important as the quality. And what I mean by that is the quality of sleep is definitely going to, where you're going to get a deep, peaceful, restful sleep. So let's say, for example, you sleep 8 hours a night. Let's just say you get 8 hours a night sleep, but you're tossing and you're turning all night long is going to leave you feeling tired. If you are sleeping 6 to 7 hours of sleep and you're getting that deep, peaceful sleep can leave you refreshed and energized. So I want to give you a couple of tips to write down to help you stick with getting a good night's rest and a peaceful, deep sleep. So number one, you want to go to bed, y'all. Now don't go crazy when I say go to bed at the same time every night. Now, sometimes that can be hard, especially when you work day jobs and it's the weekend and you don't want to go to bed at the same time every night. But y'all, it's so important that if we do that, it's going to help regulate the body's internal clock. So you want to create a relaxing bedtime routine. And you want to take, if you can, take a warm bath or even just a little nice stretch before you go to bed. You want to avoid those, your TVs, your computers, and all that kind of stuff, at least just for 1 hour before you go to sleep, will definitely help you get a deep, peaceful, restful sleep. You can keep your room cool and dark and quiet. You want to invest in a comfortable mattress and pillows if you can. Is so important. Now you also want to watch what you eat. You want to avoid caffeine. You want to avoid alcohol, and you definitely want to avoid heavy meals. Now, if you can have a snack like a banana or nuts is okay if you get hungry and you know it's definitely going to be good for your hair. But you want to definitely eat light if you can. If you take naps during the day, you want to limit them to at least 30 minutes to an hour. Our bodies were made to follow the cycle of the day of light and darkness of nature. God said it that way. That's why we go to bed at nighttime. That's why our bodies get sleepy at nighttime. That is the cycle He set up. In order for us to get a peaceful, deep, restful sleep, so it can heal the body. So getting all this sleep is adequate sleep is going to help repair and support our mental health, our physical. It's just going to help us in general all over with getting the sleep that we need. So if you can, like I say, write those steps down. Start incorporating them into your nightly routine because y'all, like I said, it's so beneficial for healthy hair. Digestion, the nutrients aren't absorbed efficiently if we are not absorbing the nutrients in our bodies like we should. The hormone imbalances impact our follicle health as well. So for the action step, I want you to track your stress, your meals, and your sleep to notice patterns and improve your scalp conditions. Number two, hydration is more than quenching a thirst. Water is essential for your body and your scalp. I know you probably heard that, and you're going to keep hearing it again and again because it is so important for healthy hair. Dehydration, dry, can tighten the scalp. Poor circulation is going to slow the nutrient deliveries to the hair follicles. The waste is going to build up instead of being flushed out. So, proper hydration is going to help the scalp cells stay plump, stay healthy, supporting stronger, resilient hair. So, the tip for the hydration, I want you to at least aim for 8 glasses. If you can't do 8 glasses, do 8 cups of water a day. more if you exercise or if you live in hotter climates. But get the 8 ounces, the glasses of water in a day is so important, y'all. Like I said, to flush, to hydrate, everything for beautiful, healthy hair. Number 3, and you've probably never, ever heard of this one: antioxidants and enzymes. Antioxidant and enzymes, most people think that vitamins and protein are enough, but antioxidants and enzymes are going to protect the hair follicle cells, and it's going to reduce inflammation and support scalp repair. And what I have on that list, like I said, you probably never heard of, is going to have the protein, the vitamins, and all the enzymes in it is going to be wild rice. Now, when I say wild rice, I mean black, wild, whole grain rice. It's very high in antioxidants, protein, and iron, and zinc, and B vitamins for the hair. It's a miracle worker to me, y'all. So if you can incorporate that in your diet as well, like I said, you probably never heard of it. So you can write that one down in your food list. Other odd antioxidant foods, y'all know you've heard of those. I've mentioned them 1,000 times. It's going to be your berries, which is high in antioxidants as well, which is going to support the hair, the follicles, the shine, and all of that. The spinach, the nuts, and the seeds. The fiber in these foods also support the digestion and the nutrient absorption. Like I said, if you don't have the nutrient absorption, it's going to be hard to get it to your hair follicles. So the action tip that I have, y'all, want you to include at least 1 to 2 servings of antioxidant rich foods daily. And I hope and I know that you can do that. Number 4, and you know I've done my previous videos on this when I get a lot of questions about good health. What do I eat for a healthy gut? What do I do to detoxify my guts? And all of these things. So good health and hair health are all tied together. Diet is directly linked to health. I'm going to say that again. Diet is directly linked to health. Some foods fight disease and it supports healthy, strong hair, but lacking in most of our diets. Your hair can only grow well if your body can absorb the nutrients properly. So the gut needs to be healthy, y'all. If your gut is inflamed, if it's sluggish, then it can't absorb the nutrients like it should to get to the hair. So vitamins and minerals and proteins, if they don't get used efficiently, our hair follicles aren't nourished properly, which can lead to thinning. So this is why some people eat healthy but still struggle with hair thinning because their body is not absorbing the nutrients like it should. So the gut being healthy is so important. Now, a lot of people gonna say, oh, a lot of people have pretty long, thick, healthy hair and all that. Yes, I totally understand that as well. Genetics, age, overall health play a huge role in hair health, but proper nutrient absorption, gut health, like I say, and lifestyle habits are going to support optimal hair growth and thickness, like I always say, over time, point blank. It's going to do that. So number 5, the basic nutrients for healthy hair. On my list, again, A is going to be the water, the carbs, the proteins, and the fats. Carbohydrates, energy for your body and your brain. You want to choose fruits and vegetables, like I said, the whole grains, and you want to avoid the refined sugars. Protein. Hair is made of protein. Not enough is going to weaken the hair and it's going to cause shedding hair. So, getting healthy fats to support your brain, your hormones, your scalp health, I want you to choose olive oil, avocados, and nuts to support the hair. So, the tip, this is a big tip, y'all. This is one of the biggest tips that I can tell you today. And I'm so happy to reveal this tip, even more than my number 3. Fruits are one of the richest natural sources of simple carbohydrates. Did you hear me? Fruits are one of the richest natural sources of simple carbohydrates packed with vitamins and energy your body can use immediately. Y'all, I hope my lip gloss ain't acting up. I feel like it is on my lips. But it can use that immediately. A lot of people don't know that fruits is a simple carbohydrate and it's one of the richest. So that is why God has put fruits on this earth so we can get the simple carbohydrates without gaining all this weight, especially the unhealthy weight, and get the benefits for our hair, the energy, everything that our hair needs is going to be in those simple fruits. So make sure you write that one down and put a star, a light bulb, or whatever beside of, and make sure you never, ever, ever forget that one. Your vitamins, your minerals, your amino acids regulate the metabolism and help the enzymes release the energy. So minerals are essential for proper nerve, bone, and tissue functions. That ain't got nothing to do with hair, but it is so important for the body. Amino acids, building blocks of protein. Now, it is building block of protein. So some act as a neurotransmitter that support hair growth. So antioxidants and enzymes, you definitely want to have those in our diets. And enzymes are the spark of life, supporting our digestion, detoxifying, and tissue repair for the body and the hair. So I'm gonna give you some examples for some enzymes. You want to eat things like sweet potatoes, your carrots, your pumpkins, your spinach, your kale, your oranges, your kiwis, your strawberries, your blueberries, your bell peppers, and your broccoli. Vitamin E, you want to have almonds, sunflowers, seeds, spinach. I mentioned spinach. I love spinach, y'all. Avocado, selenium is going to be in your Brazil nuts, are so healthy for the hair. You could just eat 1 to 2 of the Brazil nuts a day, and that is perfectly enough to get the selenium in your body that it needs for healthy hair. Eggs, your mushrooms, and tuna. And like I said, don't forget that black wild rice, high, and antioxidants, protein, iron, zinc, and B vitamins again. Benefits of that black wild rice, I want to mention that it's going to support your digestion and your gut health. It's one of the greatest grains that Father has put on this earth that a lot of people probably don't know about. A lot of people probably have never tasted it, but it's just the real rice. High fiber can helps the nutrient absorption. So that black wild rice is going to do all of that. It's also Anti-inflammatory, reduces inflammation and supports scalp health. That's it. Number 6, y'all, eating clean, chemical free foods can help your hair and body thrive from the inside out. But let's be real, finding true organic foods can be like on a mission. I mean, like on a mission, y'all, because you can search high and low for organics. And a lot of people think that eating organic foods can be a joke. And like I said, it can be a mission sometimes, but you want to not stress about that so much. Find what you can at your local food markets. But I want to mention this scripture reminds us that in 1 Corinthians 10:31, that God says to enjoy our food with gratitude and freedom and not anxiety. And I used to have a real big anxiety about the foods that I eat, and I still have a concern about some of those foods being organic. That's why I'm starting to grow my own garden, having my own foods that are organic, because I know what I grow. I know it's not been sprayed, and everything is fresh right from my garden to my table. So if you can do that, you can definitely make sure that you're eating chemical free food. So, but like I said, don't stress, because the Bible tells us not to do that. He tells us to enjoy our food, like I said, with gratitude, freedom, and not anxiety. Foods to focus on, like I said, is going to be your leafy greens, your spinach, your kale. Detoxify and oxygenate the blood is so important for the hair, and those leafy greens and those spinach and those kales and all those leafy greens that you enjoy eating is definitely going to do that. Now remember, berries is going to protect the cells with the antioxidants. And the whole grains, like I mentioned about the rice, is going to support the gut health and provide steady energy and help the hair. And the nuts and seeds is going to deliver healthy fats and nourish the system, the hair, and all that. Don't forget your garlic, which is an anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial properties as well. And please do not forget your onions, because they are rich in sulfur, which is essential for strong hair, nails, and skin. So, number 7, we are on number 7. Let's keep it moving. Herbal medicine, ancient wisdom for hair and health. Herbs have been used thousands of years to nourish and heal the body. Herbal medicine works through synergy, using the whole plant rather than isolated chemicals. So, hair friendly herbs that I highly recommend are going to be your rosemary. They're going to boost the circulation for hair follicles. Your nettle, which is rich in vitamins and minerals for strong hair. Your aloe vera, which is going to soothe and hydrate the scalp. Chamomile promotes shine and scalp health. So, reminder, y'all, please remember that herbs are great prevention, care, and mild conditions, but they are not a replacement for your doctor. I am studying, and I've been real busy with studying herbalism more deeply, because God says that herbs are for the healing of the nation. So I'll be sharing even more tips soon. So stay tuned. You definitely don't want to miss that. Number 8, sleep, like I mentioned, hydration and lifestyle is the big picture. When your body is well rested, hydrated, and nourished, your stress hormones are going to calm down. Your digestive system is going to improve. Inflammation is definitely going to decrease, and your hair follicles stay in growth phase longer. And that's what we want. We want our hair follicles to stay in growth as long as possible. So healthy hair isn't about the shampoos, y'all, like a lot of people think it is. It's about how you treat your body every single day. So let's give our bodies the self care it truly deserves. Number 9 is going to be the practical steps to support your healthy hair. And like I said, I want you to track stress and sleep. Keep a small journal for your stress level, your sleep hours, and your mood. And try, if you can, possibly take 10 minutes of deep breathing and meditation and short daily walks, y'all, is so beneficial to the hair as well. Believe it or not, there's studies that show, scientifically backed, that deep breathing, meditation, and walking on daily walks is so beneficial for the hair, especially gonna keep the blood circulating, keep everything nicely flowing like it's supposed to. Hydrate consistency. Like I said, aim for 8. And even if you can, do 10 glasses of water daily. And like I said, if you live in higher climates or you exercise more, you definitely want to increase your water. Herbal teas, make sure you're adding your herbal teas. Your chamomiles, your nettle is some of my top favorites and can also support hydration and relaxation, is what we need as well. You want to eat hair friendly foods daily. Daily, y'all. Leafy greens, spinach, your kales, your berries, your antioxidants. Y'all just drill this in till you actually get it. Your whole grains, your fibers, your gut health, your nuts, your fibers for your gut health, but your nuts and your seeds and your healthy fats and your garlics and your anti-inflammatories, and your antimicrobial sulfur. So garlic, ginger, and onions is so important to add to your diet. Support your gut health. Include like probiotics, your rich foods. And I know you probably heard that on my last video, but if you're new here and you haven't, include probiotics, rich foods, yogurts, kefir, fermented vegetables. Eat fiber rich fruits and vegetables. Avoid highly processed foods. Incorporate those herbs, like I mentioned, the rosemary, to stimulate circulation to the hair follicles. Now, let's see, what number we on, y'all? Number 10, supplement and consistent habits. Most of us get nutrients from food, but if your diet is limited, some people choose a daily multivitamins, okay, or a hair support supplement to help fill in the gaps if you have those. But always check with your doctor first before trying anything new, herbs, anything for your hair. But I highly recommend working on getting your nutrients from food. Consistent lifestyle habits matter. That 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night, like I mentioned. You want to move your body regularly. You want to reduce alcohol, smoking, and refined sugar intake. So small, consistent steps is so important, combined with a nutrient-rich diet, gut-friendly foods, and a little self-care go a long way in supporting healthy hair and overall wellness. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more tips to nourish your body, your hair, and your mind.